naked shamanism. Welcome to Withinsightsradio. I'm your host, Iggy Garcia. I will take you on a journey across the universe through shamanism, metaphysical, and holistic. So sit back and relax and enjoy the show. Howdy, everybody. How's it going? Iggy Garcia and the Mind of Iggy. Just here touching base. Wanted to say hello to everybody. See how everybody's doing. I hope you're all well. I am doing okay. There's been a lot of changes in my life, like everybody. So today I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about the frustration inside. Yep, that thing that we all get from time to time. Getting frustrated and getting things in a right direction for ourselves. Sometimes it's not always easy. It's not always the best way. But I'm here to talk to you a little bit about that frustration inside of us. If you're frustrated inside and outside and everything is just not going your way, good for you. Why do I say good? I'll tell you why I say good. Because once you get frustrated and you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, there's nothing else but to get things and make things right? That frustration is the thing that leads us to the place of change. Yeah, change is one of those things, where everybody says, well, you got to change your life, whatever. No, it's easy to say, yeah, we got to change things, but it's not easy. You really, literally have to have something major happen in your life. Sometimes it doesn't happen. Sometimes it's out of your control. Sometimes it's in your control. And sometimes, it just happens. But I'll tell you, that moment when you get so frustrated and you're just sick and tired of being sick and tired, and when you reach that point where you don't really care a crap about what anybody says or what anybody's telling you, where you just have that moment where you're just like, you know what, I'm done with this. This can't happen anymore. That's when change occurs. That's when change happens. Okay? Change doesn't happen because we just want to change. Things change us. Things mold us. Things make us a certain way, make us feel a certain way. And sometimes we feel a certain way because people make us feel that way, or we allow people to make us feel that way. So you really got to ask yourself, what is it that's frustrating you in your life? What is it that's causing you a lot of pain? What's causing you a lot of joy? What's causing you a lot of everything? But frustration, it will take you to the next level. When you get so frustrated where you just can't stand anymore, you will change. You will work and you will get into that place that will put you in the direction that you need to be. Because I tell you, when you ask the universe for something and you think it doesn't give it to you, well, I got something to share with you. It's listening. The question is, are you listening? Are you paying attention to the signs? And are you getting so frustrated that you're not paying attention? Are you trying to do the same exact thing with the same model, the same people, the same format that you've been doing in order to create change? You can't. You cannot create out of the same stuff that you've been creating forever. It doesn't work. If you think that you're going to have a healthy relationship with people who treat you really bad and you think you're going to change in that relationship, the only thing that's going to change is you. You're going to get changed because you know what's going to happen? You're going to get changed because you're sick and tired of being treated the way you're being treated. You're sick and tired of being frustrated. You're sick and tired of feeling inside all the feelings that you feel. Now, it's easy for me to say, hey, you know what? You can go out and change your life and do whatever you need to do. Yeah, it is that easy. And the people who tell you that it's not easy, well, they're not willing to change. For us to change and do the things that we need to do in our lives to make our lives better, we have to do some really radical things. We have to do some really radical thinking. We have to do some really radical things that are out of our character. I'm not saying you have to go and be mean or bad, but if you really truly want change in your life, and you definitely want to, you're gonna have to get real with yourself. I have to get real with myself. You're gonna have to go and you're gonna look yourself in the face, in the mirror, and say, do you really want change? Do you really want things to be different in your life? Do you really absolutely want to go through that struggle? Are you willing to walk those steps that you need to walk in order to feel what you need to feel and be in the place you need to be? Well, some of us are ready for that. Some of us are on that path. Some of us are on that road. And you know what? It could be difficult. It could be hard. It could be frustrating. Good. You should be uncomfortable. You should be frustrated. You're in the situation, and I'm in the situations we are because we got comfortable. Because you know what? We just took things for granted. We got into a codependent relationship with people. We got into relationship with situations. Life was comfortable. That's the big thing. We get comfortable. And like my friend Lawrence here, you have to be you. But here's the thing. Who are you? Who are you when you get lost in the movement and when you get lost in the everyday situations with people? Because remember, even though you're in a partnership or a relationship with somebody is always a little more dominant than the other. Some of us allow other people to dominate us, and we don't even know. And sometimes we think we're the dominant one and we're the alpha in the relationship, and actually we are not the alpha. We are not in charge. We've given and submitted, and we've given away our power to people who not necessarily took it on purpose, but we actually gave it away because we're not in a true relationship, in a true bond with somebody. So yeah, you need to get frustrated. You really need to get to that point where, you know what, I'm so frustrated, I don't want to deal with this anymore. And I tell you, when you get to that place where you're frustrated and you just don't give a crap anymore, no one can change you. No one can, manipulate you. No one can play games with you. Because you know what happens is you start to realize and honor and respect yourself. You start to do the things that are healthy for you. We give ourselves away constantly. We don't even know we give ourselves away. It's so subtle and so easy sometimes that we give ourselves away that, when we give ourselves away, then we feel stupid. We feel disempowered. We feel like, the other person's wronged us or whatever. And maybe they have, and maybe they've done things, maybe their behavior and the things that they've done to us affect how we feel about them and how we project upon them. Because obviously, we all project onto everybody. We project feelings, of emotions, beliefs, and all kinds of different things. Yeah, being you, we get lost being you, and we get lost who we are when we give ourselves away. And here's the rub. We don't even know we've given ourselves away. And then we get mad and frustrated when we realize one day when we wake up and we go, damn, I gave myself away. But I was too afraid to move out because I didn't have enough money. I was too afraid to move forward because, you know what? What would people think? I'm too afraid because I don't know the unknown. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm frustrated because, you know what? What if I screw up? What if I leave? What if I move away? What if I move out? What if I sever this relationship or sever this business partnership? What's going to happen to me? Change. Change is going to happen. You're going to be forced to change. You have nothing but to change. You cannot be anything but change in your personal life. Yeah, it's going to be frustrating, it's going to be hard, and it's going to be but it's going to be rewarding, because you know what? Because you will survive, and you will move out of it, and you will move forward, and you will become a better person. But Iggy, I've done the law of attraction, and I've asked for these things. Yeah, you sure have. But were you specific on how you asked? Were you specific what it meant and how it was? Most people are not specific. We're not even specific on our day-to-day routines. So how are you going to be specific on the law of attraction, the law of vibration, the law of cause and effect, the laws of karma? How are you going to be in rhythm with those things? Well, you're not even in rhythm with those things in your everyday life. And everyday life is very difficult as it is. We wake up, we get up, we do that. Could you tell me exactly what you did every day and every day for the last 365 days? How you woke up every day? You can't, because every day is different. Every day is approached differently. And that's why as human beings, we have to have a game plan. We have to have some type of direction. We have to have mentorship. We have to have friendships. No man or woman is an island. We can survive, yes. But I'll tell you one thing. We can survive alone, but it's much better when we survive with other people who are with us and like-minded, and they have to work with us. It's better when you have a community, when you have a group of people who are like-minded, and they want to work together. It makes things a lot faster and a lot fun, much more fun. I've done projects alone, and you know what? They're not always all successful. Sometimes they're great, sometimes they're not. But when I collaborate with people and I work with people and we have this synergy and this vision and it works together, it's amazing what happens. Our ego gets in the way. We get really prideful. Sometimes we think it's ours and we want to hold on to it. We don't want to share it. And it's our idea. And if we take it, someone's going to take our idea. So what? The universe is vast. There are 7.5 billion people on this planet, and they all have dreams and aspirations. They all have desires and wishes. Think about your personal situation. Where are you right now? Where are you personally? Do you count your blessings? Are you grateful for the things that you have in your life? Think about what you have in your life. Sometimes we don't think about those little things that we have, and it's easy to miss, and it's easy to not look at it, and it's easy to just overlook the things that are right in front of us. Some of us have food on the table. Some of us have cars. Some of us have pure drinking water. Some of us are able to pay our bills. Some of us are not. Think about your brothers and sisters on this planet who are not able to do anything. Think about your brothers and sisters who are in war-torn areas. Think about your brothers and sisters who are dying of hunger and dying of thirst. Think of your brothers and sisters who have done some things that, they regret. And they regret them because they were put into a situation which forced them to do that. But now here you are. You have the opportunity. You're in one of the most pristine moments in time to do some amazing things. But no one's ever empowered you. No one's ever told you, hey, you know what? You can do this. You tell me how many people, you can count on your hand, 5 fingers, how many people have empowered you in the last 24 hours or 48 hours? Some of you can do it. Some of you can't. How many people have you empowered in the last 24 hours and 48 hours? How many people have you touched? How many people have you motivated in order to get into a better space and place? Can you count that on your 5 fingers? Here's the thing. We're waiting for other people to empower us, and we're waiting for other people to make us feel better, and waiting for somebody else to change our lives, that we get so frustrated and we get so consumed inside of ourselves that we totally forget about the world. Here's my challenge to you. You go out and empower other people. You go out. I don't care if you're introverted, you're extroverted. I don't care if you're sanguine. I don't care if you're whatever, melancholy. I don't care. You make a difference in the world and the people who are around you. You make a difference. If you don't like the people around you and you don't like the situation around you, then you have some choices to make. You have some decisions to make. But you have the ability and the power to say hi to the next person next to you. The next person that walks past you, you have the ability to say hi. Now, here's the question. Do you say hi because you're looking for a response, or do you say hi because maybe that person just needed somebody to acknowledge them? Okay? Sometimes just saying hi is a courteous gesture. And sometimes some people won't even look at you. And that's okay. But you know what? It'll rattle around their head. That guy said hi to me. What's going on? We are so conditioned to ignore people and to just walk past people and to just like tighten our butt cheeks and just hope that no one says anything to us. Yeah, we live in a society where we could be kidnapped and we could be robbed or we can be whatever. But you know what? Not everybody out in the world is like that. Actually, the percentages are higher that people are more kind and nice to you if you're nice to them. Give it a shot. It's not hard. I'm not telling you got to go hug people for free like I do. Put on t-shirts and hug people and wear panda heads or drum circles. But I will tell you this. The person who is next to you is a human being. A person who has feelings, emotions, desires and drives, ambitions and goals. And some of them have just forgotten. Some of them have just forgotten what it means to be loved. Unconditionally. Not conditionally. Unconditionally. What it means to honor another human being. What's funny is we all come from different religious backgrounds. For example, just take Christianity, for example. Love thy neighbor. If we believe that mantra, to love thy neighbor, say hi to somebody. Love them. Doesn't mean you have to run off and become their friend and do things. Just honor. I know a lot of friends of mine who get really hung up about helping homeless people. And it could be a tasking thing with your mind in your belief system. Well, what's wrong with this guy? Why does this guy have a job? Why does this girl have a job? Why does this person do this? We don't know their situation. And I'm not saying you have to help them. But even just a kind hello makes it go a long way. So when you get frustrated and you're frustrated, remember this. Any of us can wear the shoe of the homeless person. Any one of us can wear the shoe of the rich person. Any of us can wear the shoe of the middle class person. Any of us can wear the shoe of the poor person. And some of us have worn all those shoes. Some of us are circling through that shoe. But here's the thing. When you get frustrated and when you get to that point where you've had enough, when you don't care anymore, the universe will align itself to work and push you in the right direction. Your job is to be aware and to pay attention to the signs, pay attention to the things, pay attention to what people tell you, pay attention to the people who are coming into your life. It's like that old story, or actually not really that old, but it's a story about the person who got stuck in the flood. And he was on top of the roof and waiting for someone to save them. And he says, a boat came by. And the guy goes, no, don't worry. God's going to save me. God's going to save me. And then another boat comes by. Oh, I'll be fine. God's going to save me. And then a third boat comes by. And the guy goes, God's going to save me. I'll be okay. Just keep going. And eventually, the waters rise. The person drowns. He goes to heaven. And when he gets to heaven, he said, God, you were supposed to save me. And God goes, hey, what? You know what? I sent you 3 boats, dude. You know, you could have jumped on any of those boats. So that's what I'm trying to say. Sometimes it's right in front of us, right in smack in our face, and we don't see it. And we don't acknowledge it. I've done that. You've done that. We've all done that. But then you come to a point of total, utter frustration where there's just, you've had your limit. And I hope you never get to that point, because it's not always pretty. It could be really ugly, but it could also be very, you know, empowering, very awakening moment for you. Because remember, we strive to be in the moment, and we have awakening moments. Those aha moments, they pop up and they go. Okay, so you want to be enlightened, you want to be awakened? You can't ignore yourself. You can't ignore that there are other people around you. You can't ignore that life is happening. Remember, life happens with or without us, okay? That is something that it took me a long time to understand what that meant. And it sounds really simple, and it sounds like something that I should understand and we should understand, that life moves on. After the passing of my parents, I realized that life continues. Life moves on. And it may sound very simple to you, but we're so engulfed in our own little worlds, our own little creations, our little manifestations of what our safety is and what our zone is. Then when we have one little thing change in it, it really affects us. It really changes us, and rightfully so. We become very codependent. We become very reliant to the patterns that we've created. So the patterns that you have created, that I have created, affect our lives. Only you are aware most of the time of these patterns. Some of these patterns are very comfortable. Some of these patterns are very protective. So eventually, this may happen to you. Somebody breaks the pattern for you. And as soon as that pattern breaks, you scramble every direction, every which way to write and rewrite and recreate those patterns. But once those patterns are broken, this is what happens. You become very disconnected. You become very sad. You become very angry. You become very frustrated, because the world that you knew is no longer. So now, how do you regroup? How do you rebuild? This is what happens. You have to be able to recreate, remanifest, reinvest in yourself. Okay, because this world is made of individual people working together to create this collective consciousness of love. Believe it or not, everybody, most humans are all loving. They care and they love something or someone. They may not love you because they don't know you, but they love. But there are other people who are just open to love everybody, and they're open to receive that. Not all of us are like that. So when you get to the point of total, utter frustration where you don't give a crap anymore, where you just don't care, people need to be careful. People need to get out of your way. They need to move out of your way when you totally get frustrated. When you get to the point of no return. Because when you get to the point of no return where you don't care anymore, it ain't nothing what they can say to you to change your mind. Because when you're hyped and you're stoked and you're ready to move forward, you're done. And spirit is always talking to you. Great spirit, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, is always, always, always talking to you. Now the question is, are you listening? Are you paying attention? You know, I'm fortunate that I've been smacked across the head several times, and, you know, things are right in front of me, and, you know, I don't jump on. That's the choice. That's the free will. That's the part that we also have control of, that we don't always have to go that direction. Even though we may have asked for it, even though we may not ask for that, spirit sometimes leads us in these directions. So hopefully I gave you a little bit of tidbit, something about, you know, moving forward into our lives. I know that it's not an easy thing, and I want you guys to just do the best you can with the tools that you have, because you know what? That's all we have is us and the people that we invite into our lives. We invite people into our lives every single day. And as we invite them into our lives, you know, we have to remember that these people are on loan to us. These people are on loan to us for a short period of time. And remember, when you get to the utter place of frustration, the only place we can go is up. Because being down sucks. All right, guys, you have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Peace and love. Be well.